A tip to stop procrastinating and also have more money in your life. Hi, my name is Slavika Bogdanov. I'm an international public speaker, a best-selling author, and also a life and business coach. So here's a tip that I'm sure will help you to stop procrastinating and also help you attract more wealth into your life. 2 for 1. Isn't that great? I call it the pile of dirty dishes. I like to give names to things like that so that way it's more visual and you get the idea. So why did I call it the pile of dirty dishes? Well, it comes from the time where I was doing my master's degree at the university, and basically I had a lot of work. I was working 40 hours a week to pay for my education, and I was working 40 hours a week on my education, and I was hosting also a book critic radio show where I was a producer and a host. So talk about having a lot to deal with during the week. My days were full and I absolutely hated doing the dishes because evidently who likes doing the dishes, but also because it was a waste of time I felt, and I had so many things to do. I was so busy I didn't have time to spend doing dishes. So every time I passed in front of the where my dishes were, and I would at the sink, and I would see one dish to be washed, I would say, oh my God, there's a dish to be washed, and I would pass by, and eventually after saying it, after repeating it a few times, I felt overwhelmed with the amount of dishes to be washed, and eventually I would drag myself to the pile of dishes only to realize that it took me a couple of minutes to wash that dirty dish. And with time, I used that when I had to read books to do my critics. So I received a box of books every week, and that's a lot of books to digest and read every week. But what I used to do is I used to use that same technique, but I used to reverse it in order to feel like I didn't have a lot of books to read. So what I used to do is that I used to say, I only have 10 pages to read. And boom, I would go through them really quickly. And as soon as I would finish, say, I only have 10 pages to read. And I would go through books like that very, very quickly. What I realized later on when I studied neuroscience and how the brain functions and actually how you command your brain and what the brain understands and doesn't understand, is every time you repeat something, no matter what it is, even if it's the same thing, every time you repeat it, the brain collects it as new data. So let's say you take a sheet of paper. Every time you say something, it's like one sheet. Even though it's the same thought, it's like you photocopied 10,000 sheets of the same thing, the brain is going to start piling it. So that's where some of the procrastination comes from. When you keep on repeating that you have a chore to do, like my single dish that I had to wash, it piled it up. So the first time I said it, yes, it was one dish. But eventually, because I said it so many times, the brain just added up the dishes. It never realized that it was just the same thought over and over again. That's why sometimes we also feel overwhelmed with worry, because we repeat one thing that is troubling us over and over and over again, and the brain just piles it up and makes it a huge amount when actually it's just one problem we need to solve. And that creates procrastination, that creates stress, creates a lot of drama in life. So how to solve that? Well, simply write down what you have to do and don't think about it anymore. That way it's not going to pile up in your brain. Just write down the problem you have to solve, write down what you have to do, the chores you have to do, and then just, scratch them when they're done. Don't go back thinking about it to overthinking your problems, overthinking your chores. That'll get rid of a lot of your procrastination. Now, how to use it to attract more money? Well, it's to use it in the different way. So the way I suggest you use it is put a $100 bill in your wallet. If I had my wallet here, I would show you. You can put a couple of hundred depending on how much money you want to attract and how much money you have with you. But if you want to start, just put $100 bill, but don't spend it. But every time you go buy something, you can walk through the aisles, whether it's at the supermarket, in a clothing store, wherever you're shopping. Every time you're walking by, just think of that $100 bill you have. Look at the thing you want to buy and say, I could buy this. I have $100. I have $100. I have $100. I have $100. Eventually, that is going to pile up in your brain, just like my dirty dishes. And you're going to start to feel more wealthy. And you have to know this, that the feeling, the being, the emotional achievement has to arrive before the actual result is seen in real life. So always remember that you first have to be what you want to be in order for you to become what you want to become. I hope you got that. I can say it again. You have to be what you want to be before you become what you want to become. So you have to be the person you want to be in order to have what you want to have in order for that person to become, right? So you first have to feel it. And one of the great ways to feel it is with this exercise when it comes to money. So try it for a week or two. If you don't have $100 bill because you're struggling for now, then take $20 and start with 20, and then you'll see suddenly your brain will start feeling like, wow, I have more than $20 to spend. You don't spend it. Just use it to trick your brain to feel wealthy. I hope this helps. If you like this video, please click on the like, share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also go on attractitude.us. You'll find a lot more information, and you'll find my full program on how to rewire your brain for more success. I wish you all the best, and I hope this helped. You can also leave a comment under this video. Thank you very much.